Out here, the wild feels closer. Grand County is where your next adventure begins. A place to breathe deep, roam free, and reconnect with something bigger. Every turn leads to a new story waiting to be told. Grand County, Colorado, the source of your wild.
I've lived in Colorado for 19 years now. The mountains and the river and the clean water, just constantly finding beautiful places to be inspired. Getting ready for Telluride is getting my cello and my musical saw and my washboard and my stomp box and my djembe and the djembe stand and the washboard gloves and everything. A big part of my preparation is making sure I have all the instruments. And then what a beautiful drive. Like, it's just gorgeous. After winding down along the river and through all these canyons and valleys, and then you come to the town of Telluride and see that it's just so beautiful. The Telluride Bluegrass Festival has a feeling of like family. There's also a sense of like reunion with all these people that see each other every year there. I just love hearing what people can do on acoustic instruments in so many different ways. There's always, the cutting edge, like kind of bands that are pushing the boundaries. And it's just a sweet time to kind of ground and connect with each other.
Folks are family.
I'm in the middle of this, Annie.
They took the world by storm.
I'm Bonnie Payne from Elephant Revival, and I'm here to play Telluride Bluegrass Festival. We're playing 8:30 right after the full moon rise tonight on the main stage. So
I forgot about that. You were talking about the strawberry moon, yeah?
yeah, strawberry full moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Elephant Revival.
starless skies, empty-eyed sorrow cries. No, not goodbye. Hello to the dawning of the star inside are turning around. Your sunshine, I love you just to be. I love you just to be. I love you just to be. Thank you.
I mean, I've always loved making music. My mom just sang around the house all the time. So it wasn't, I didn't think of it in terms of like an occupation, I guess, really. In fact, I was such a shy kiddo, like a lot of people are, that seemed like absolutely impossible to even fathom that as like you're gonna sing in front of people. And my mom even got my chart read when I was 12. And it was like, most likely you'll be a singer. And I was like, oh my God, this thing is so far off. Like, I'll never do that in front of people. I always knew I wanted to play music. And my sisters and I all played drums when I was little. And then we formed a little band. I think when I was 5, I started playing kit. And then we became a backup band for this guy, Randy Crouch, and started playing shows with him. And like at first it was kind of like a surprise finale, like we're gonna get these little girls up here to take over the instruments and see what happens. And then we became kind of part of his band. And then one night after the show, he gave me money. And I was like, where is this from? And I had no idea that it was even, that it could be considered an occupation. I thought that we paid to play music at this venue. I thought we like rented it or something. So that was like, oh wow, people like pay you to make music? That's amazing. That was the first time I conceptualized it as an occupation. But I still didn't sing at that point. I was just percussion and I played electric guitar. First one would be What Does Wonder? And that's a new song that we've been working on. I was thinking about what wonders about what wonders about what wonders. Like I like fractal thoughts like that can just go one inside the other. So it's kind of an endless question. And just like wondering about the part of ourselves that's able to wonder and what it continually evolves into.
Stuff that will become of what does wonder about. If all we've been and all that we will ever be will be the turning of one thing into the next, into beginning. of what we're made of's heard by calling out from what we've been out into what will be, will be, will be, will be. The turning of one thing into the next, into beginning.
When I first started performing cello, I would get like almost frozen with fear about that, because it's amazing how much of being able to do something is in the way you see it as possible. That was terrifying when I started performing cello with the band, which wasn't that long ago, because it was always just like such a private, like this is my little like treat to myself that I do, and then I would write the songs on that and then share them with the band, and then I would hop on percussion. So, and the first time I played the cello was at Red Rocks. It was our first time to headline Red Rocks. So it was just, I've always had these moments where I just like go and challenge myself all on, it feels like. And that felt like a huge step and was terrifying. So that's one for sure. And then the cello pickup quit working and it was just insane. But it was fun. The Pasture, maybe.
Okay.
It's a song that Dango wrote on the mandolin. And just makes everybody so happy when we play it. It's an instrumental piece, and I just love the feeling of it and how everybody lights up. And just like with such subtlety, and then for it to grow with everybody. So I get a lot of melodies from my surroundings, and then find the words that fit with those melodies. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
I've seen the furthest of the shore, I felt the deepest of the sea, carried away that fateful day, my mother calling after me. Heard my mother calling after me. Released when lightning shone from all that I had ever known, out on the waters all alone. Oh, how the waters they had grown. Oh, how the waters they had grown. Today the sky and sea seemed without end. For loving mother I did pray. I heard her strength inside the wind. I heard her strength inside the wind. Then with the wind there came a ship like nothing I had ever seen, except for the lady carved in the bow, like my mother, so she seemed. And the faces, they were many, smooth and dark, with eyes that showed they'd take me in and care for me, raise me as though I was their own. They raised me as though I was their own. The shore, I felt the deepest of the sea. Seems everywhere I go is there songs my mother sang to me. Deeper than the sea.
Thank you. Remembering the beginning. And so that was just partly inspired by thinking about like this idea of like, oh, if I could touch the sky, but you're always touching the sky because it's in the air all around you. And like just kind of like contemplating the barrier of our planet to the rest of space, and just recognizing that everything is just also always around us, and we're breathing it in and breathing it out and becoming part of it and releasing it. Well, I think it's like at the root of most disharmony is a kind of forgetting that you are inextricably part of everything else, you know? And if we could remember that, and just make that like have reminders of that, I think it helps you want to be a better part of that thing, you know? I think it could help a lot, maybe all conflicts, if we really conceptualize like how much of it, we're all a part of the same thing that just seems to be looking in on itself, I think. And just to have like a sense of reverence for that, for other people's perspective into that same thing, is just like, it's kind of fascinating to like even look at like another animal and you're like, wow, it's like another vantage point into this thing that we're a part of and out of too, you know, at the same time. It's really cool.
Out on the road, in place fields grow, where no one knows,
But everybody's wondering,
where does it go? The wind
that blows,
where from does it go?
how everybody's wondering.
Alone, she cries, let me be inside the ocean tide.
Remembering our beginning,
When the water climbs up the mountainside, deep and open wide.
remembering our beginning.
There's a fire burning in the middle of this turning, wild and yearning for everything remains inside these changing skies through waves and time. Remembering. The way to home, how the sparrow knows through the days they've flown,
How everybody's wondering,
what has seen these skies below,
up high,
what the skies have seen. Remembering our beginning. Thank you.
How would I encourage somebody to take risks with art? Maybe, with whatever their passion is. For me, I found a lot of I don't know if courage is the word, because that is, you're like, it's whenever you're assuming that there's something that you have to come up against. And I kind of dissolved that feeling just by realizing everybody out there, gosh, there's so many things I could say. The way that we decide what we're capable of is such a subtle thing. It's like we're constantly in dialogue with ourselves, and whenever we approach something, there's like an initial reaction of I can or I can't do that. And just to keep like exercising this, like, I can do that. Like, if anybody can do it, you can do it. There's nothing more special about any other person they're not like a separate thing, which is a little scary in pop culture sometimes, is because they kind of idolize and separate people when they have talents as if they're this other thing, and so it can make a lot of people be like, oh, well, I'm not that. But I think we all are. And just recognizing that, you know, artistic expression is accessible to everyone. And then as far as the performing that talent aspect goes, like, everybody in the audience is just there to experience, you know, something, to be a part of it. I'll imagine like this wheel of light kind of thing that's like circulating between the stage and the audience. It keeps you from feeling like you're in a spotlight too, which is kind of overbearing, feels like it can make a person really nervous. But the circle is like actually out between the performers and the audience, and there's this kind of collaboration of it growing and growing, and I imagine this like light getting bigger and bigger. And I can feel people respond to it when I'll imagine it like just like light up all of a sudden. It'll be this, wow, like it really feels like a collaboration with the audience constantly. That takes a lot of the fear out of it, if fear is what's holding you back, or distraction. And social media can be a little distracting, like just in moderation if you're gonna use it. So that, like, me and my sisters, all we had were our instruments most of the time, and we were way out in the woods, which we were kind of lucky, because now at the time it didn't feel lucky, but that was our way of, you know, interacting and entertainment and stuff, and it was like a treat to us, you know? And keeping it fun too. Like, don't make your passion into some kind of arduous thing, like keeping it fun by like keeping it alive and weaving in what's present now for you and just noticing what lights you up.
All right, Telluride! Come on! We're so thrilled to be back. So glad you're here. Let Bonnie get her gloves on. What an inspiring day of music, listening to all those guys playing earlier, Leftover Salmon, and As We Speak, AJ Lee. It's too many, so much good stuff here. Thanks so much, everybody. This one's called Sea Monster.
The new song that we're working on might be more interesting to talk about, I'm realizing. Yeah. Because you caught part of the birth of it, which is kind of fun. Yes. And then we'll perform it. We just performed it for our first time the day before yesterday. So the song is called All Sides. It's got this kind of like Middle Eastern tonality, like really danceable, fun melody. Like Dango has this clawhammer style thing that he does sometimes that I really like. So I was really inspired by that. And then I was thinking about like conflict all over the world and how one group of people will get against the other group of people, and all kinds of just, you know, hundreds of years of wars can go on with this failure to recognize that you both really want the same thing. And so the lyrics, that's mostly what they're about, is just like recognizing, trying to see all sides of it, because we end up just getting caught up. There's a few differences in every human, and we fixate on what those differences are instead of realizing like we all want to have safe children and happy lives and healthy food and clean air.
We got some very, very special guests we're going to call up here.
We're going to bring out Brittany Haas to play some fiddle with us.
One more time, Miss Brittany Haas. Thank you so much for being here. on the fiddle.
So in 100 years, when we're all dust,
Yeah.
and somebody picks up their whatever people play music on in 100 years,
Right.
and they hear an Elephant Revival song, what do you hope they feel?
It's a big question. You're good. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. I think I would hope it would remind them of this, or like help them have a sense of it. Be like a bridge to that or something. Like a reminder of the tapestry of nature that we're interwoven, and that we're, I see this like sub-reality layer of technology being woven that's beautiful and full of potential, but right now it doesn't feel like it's weaving in with what feels like what is actually going on sometimes. And so I worry about that differentiation and getting further and further, and people kind of living in a virtual reality almost, or a two-dimensional kind of binary reality that's polarized the way that we talked about, like a binary system kind of is, like either you are or you aren't. So I would hope, if it's needed, that it would bring a reminder of just being part of all of this.
That's awesome.
We love all of you so much. Thank you for being here. See, they're down at the liquor store, gone to drink those troubles in some more. Down at the old Rogue River, that old Rogue River. Down at the old Rogue River, that old Rogue River. You were Daddy's sunshine days, he left for good, went down to his grave. Mother Mary, full of grace, won't you watch these children in my place? I'm going under the river, that old Rogue River. I'm going under the river, that old Rogue River. See that nothing could be said but sung. There's a fire in the little ones, Lord, and it burns hot, Lord, and it burns bright. She believes in angels loving me, watching over her and sisters to Mama and Papa. God, angels will have to do for now. Lord, have mercy in my dying days. There's been too much leaving, there's been too much shame. Left my babies in the cold, now my heart it aches. I've been growing old. Feel it rise up into my throat. Lay these troubles down, lift my soul. I'm going to pray forgiveness, let me go. Pray my children and their children know not to do what I have done, but let go. Lay these troubles down, lift my soul, lift my soul, lift my soul. I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long, long way from my home. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom, 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 yeah, freedom. Oh! Lift up and over the river, that old Rogue River. Lift up and over the river.
Out here, the wild feels closer. Grand County is where your next adventure begins. A place to breathe deep, roam free, and reconnect with something bigger. Every turn leads to a new story waiting to be told. Grand County, Colorado, the source of your wild.